with NFL Network Now on the Westwood One Radio Network. Aaron Rodgers is reuniting with yet another one of his former receivers. The Jets assigned Randall Cobb to a one-year deal. Cobb caught 6 touchdowns over the past 2 seasons with the Packers. He now joins newly added wideouts Alan Lazard and Mecole Hardman in New York. The Giants re-signed edge rusher O'Shane Ximines to a one-year deal. He had 2 sacks in 15 games last season. Former Bucs offensive tackle Donovan Smith is signing with the Chiefs on a one-year deal, reports NFL Network insider Ian Rappaport. More from Rappaport, the Ravens are signing quarterback Rock Ya-Sin to a one-year deal. Sticking in the AFC North, the Bengals have signed quarterback Trevor Siemian to a one-year deal. He started 1 game for the Bears last season. Another veteran quarterback, Brandon Allen, is signing with the 49ers, reports NFL Network insider Tom Pelissero. This has been NFL Network Now on the Westwood One Radio Network.
For the ones finding new ways to ensure the job always gets done. For the ones wearing many hats. For the ones who are hands-on, even from far away. And the ones keeping business moving forward. We are Grainger, offering professional-grade industrial supplies, plus real-time product availability and access to experts ready to answer your toughest questions. Call, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Prescriptions require an online consultation with a healthcare provider who will determine if appropriate. Restrictions apply. See website for details and important safety information. Subscription required. Price varies based on product and subscription plan.
Hey guys, did you know there's a generic form of Viagra that works just the same, but is 95% cheaper? Just go to 4hims.com/joy. Through HIMS, you'll get a free medical consultation, discreet shipping if prescribed, and the process is 100% online. To start your free online visit, go to 4hims.com/joy. That's FORHIMS.com/JOY.
And it is it's a Thursday, May the 4th. Be with you, 2023, if you're keeping score. And we are the Imperial Valley's AM 1230 KXO El Centro, California. In the newsroom, it is nowhere near as crowded today as it was yesterday. Gene Brister, you've got some elbow room.
Yeah, I handed out tickets.
Okay.
So only so many people at a time, and then they have to give me their ticket back. We punch it, and, that's the best way for crowd control.
Yeah, well, and the fire department came in and inspected and set a limit, right?
That's right. We weren't overcapacitated.
Yes. Oh.
What more could I say? Well,
yeah.
I'd probably say a lot.
Probably. Anyway, coming up, we will celebrate some birthdays. Coming up at about 8:30 this morning, we'll be visiting with Wes Berner. He is a retired California Highway Patrol officer. You know Wes.
I know Wes.
And Wes is one of the people behind Law Enforcement Memorial Day, which will take place tomorrow with a celebration in El Centro.
Lots of things pointing to that.
Yes. And El Centro Police posted and we shared on our KXO Facebook page. I did not realize that yesterday was the anniversary of the murders of El Centro Police officers Arthur Hennessy and John Vickers.
John Vickers, yeah.
Remember that day well because, I was on scene, one of the very first on scene when that occurred. So
I remember.
Sad day. And I knew both officers, both of them great guys.
Yeah.
Doing a very, very tough job that is now even tougher. Yep. Okay. Anyway, we'll be talking to Wes about what's going on tomorrow at the courthouse.
What time it starts and all the good festivities.
Yes.
Honoring those that have fallen.
Yep. How about some birthdays today? Okay. Singer Peggy Santiglia Davison of The Angels, 79. Actor Richard Jenkins, 76. Jackie Jackson, one of the Jacksons, is 72. Singer, actor Pia Zadora is 71. What is it she ever did? Any idea?
All the way to the bank.
I suppose. Actor Mary McDonough from The Waltons, 62. Comedian Anna Gasteyer is 56. Actor Will Arnett, 53. Singer Lance Bass of NSYNC, 44. Actor Ruth Negga, 42. Actor Alexander Gould is 29. And actor Amara Miller, 23. You want some local birthdays?
I do want some local birthdays.
Here we go. Happy birthday, Jimmy Orozco, Bill Pleward, Amanda Moreno, Melissa Macon, Brenda Pebley, Cynthia Aguayo, Debbie Swain, Frankie Mejia, Marco Canchola, Cynthia Cameron, Nathan Santoya, Peter Saucedo, Peter Weimer, Rona Graham, Samuel Coronado, Tina Torres Beltran, Simon Estrada, and Emma Derrick. Happy birthday from KXO. Okie dokie. And today, of course, it's Star Wars Day, May 4th. May the 4th be with you. Okay, enough of that. I still get Star Wars and Star Trek confused.
Yeah, well,
yeah.
That must be a good thing because, boy, they made a lot of money on it.
Oh, yes, and they're still making it hand over fist.
Or is it fist over hand? Which is it?
Whichever way it goes, they're raking it in.
Scissor, rock, okay.
Yes.
Something like that.
Yeah. Okay. And here's a story from Canada. A bear broke into a woman's car and drank 69 cans of soda.
What flavor do you like?
I don't know. According to reports, the woman watched in horror as the bear drank one down and then passed it around. Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
Isn't that the way it went? That's almost ready to start singing 99 bottles of soda on the wall.
On the wall.
Okay.
Yeah, I wonder if he belched. He had to.
I think somewhere, yes. And a couple of trips to the potty, too.
Yeah,
and that may have answered the question as to what a bear does in the woods.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, bears will pretty much eat anything, right?
Pretty much is right.
Omnivores. Whatever is available, that's what we'll snack on.
Yeah, that scientific word, it sounds a lot better when you just say, well, whatever's available, they'll eat.
Yep. Roots and berries and people, if that's what it comes to, or even, something that has been lying on the forest floor for about 3 weeks.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Coming up, we've got news. We'll tell you a lot of things that are going on around the valley. We mentioned today, May 4th. Tomorrow, Cinco de Mayo, an inherently American celebration. Okay, yeah, it's a holiday in Mexico, but it's a bigger party time in the U.S. So might as well get ready to party. Maybe that bear will be available.
He might be, but you'll have to talk to his agent.
You're right. He's a Canadian bear, eh?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. We're ready for news. We're going to start off with a look at World and California news headlines brought to you by Lock Air Conditioning and Custom Sheet Metal. Lock, your year-round comfort specialist.
CBS News Brief. Breaking news from Washington. The U.S. Attorney's Office says a partial verdict's been reached in the trial of 5 members of the Proud Boys facing seditious conspiracy charges in the January 6th attack. The judge reading the verdict any minute now. The U.S. vehemently denies Russia's claim the United States orchestrated an alleged drone attack carried out by Ukraine on the Kremlin. Former ambassador to Russia, John Sullivan, tells CBS.
Extraordinary statement by the Russian government, not only blaming Ukraine and now the United States, but saying it's an assassination attempt on President Putin.
A suspect in yesterday's deadly shooting at the waiting room of a medical office in Atlanta has been charged with murder. He was taken into custody at a condo complex after a manhunt. Vincent Gazzola was there.
About 40 police cars come out of here and they found him. Me and my brother stood here on the corner and kind of just thank you and everything, just so the community gives them support for doing this huge thing.
CBS News Brief. I'm Deborah Rodriguez.
Become a Lock Air Conditioning VIP customer and get special pricing on cooling and heating tune-ups all year long. Call today to become a Lock Air Conditioning VIP customer at 760-93-LOCKE. That's 760-93-LOCKE. Lock VIPs receive discounted service and maintenance, discounted repairs, and priority service with prompt service. Lock Air Conditioning is your local York dealer, but they repair it all. So when the need arises, don't hesitate to call Lock Air Conditioning at 760-93-LOCKE. That's 760-93-LOCKE. Lock, the only name in air conditioning for over 40 years. York, install with confidence. Contractor's license number 696216.
California headline news. Person of interest detained in that series of stabbings in the city of Davis. Police not releasing many details about the person who's being questioned. Meanwhile, residents remain on edge. This woman offering free rides to UC Davis students and employees to reduce the risk.
I fortunately have a car, so I've been offering to pick up people because I have friends who work at the school. If they don't feel safe biking at night, just offering that for safety, just to make sure that they get home.
The UC Davis student was one of 2 people killed in a stabbing incident this past week. A third victim critically injured. Teachers on strike this morning in Oakland. The teachers union rejecting what school board president Mike Hutchinson says were substantial responses to union demands.
We're close on most, if not all, issues. And I'm very disappointed that instead of finishing negotiations, that the teachers union has decided to strike.
District officials say despite the strike, school campuses will be open today. Much of the state seeing wet weather today, along with cooler temperatures, drying conditions forecast for tomorrow. Jeff Scott, California News.
World and California News headlines brought to you this morning by Lock Air Conditioning and Custom Sheet Metal. For repair, for replacement, call the experts. Lock Air Conditioning and Custom Sheet Metal.
You know those cigarette butts that you see every day? They're made of microplastics and they line our streets and waterways. On California beaches, they're the #1 plastic you'll find. Over 35 years, cleanups have collected millions combined. But no matter where you see them, they're all getting smaller, eventually leaching into our food, our air, our water. The tobacco industry's to blame for all of the harm that they do, for the harm to the people we love, and the harm to you too. Learn more at undo.org.
This is Jeff Scott. Did you know there's a way to outsmart COVID if you get it? Now there are medicines that can treat COVID whether or not you've been vaccinated, which is great news, especially if you're over 50. If taken in the first 5 days of having symptoms, COVID medicines can help stop the illness from getting serious. Call a healthcare provider or the statewide COVID hotline at 833-422-4255 to learn more about COVID medicines. Brought to you by the California Department of Public Health.
And it's page 1 of the local news. Page 1 is service of El Centro Motors, Quick Lane, Tire and Auto Centers. They have 3 locations in the Valley. Quick Lane, they service all makes and all models, and you never need an appointment.
Taking a look at the latest in local news, the 14th Annual Imperial Valley Law Enforcement Memorial. It will be held this Friday, May the 5th. It will be held in front of the courthouse on Main Street in El Centro. It begins at 6:30 p.m. with a motorcade law enforcement patrol vehicle arriving at just before 7 p.m. The event will include a flyover, bagpipes, a riderless horse, 43 officers representing the fallen, and much more. The public is encouraged to attend. Also, residents of Calipatria, Nyland, and Bombay Beach are invited to a community meeting today. The meeting is hosted by the Comité Cívico del Valle, Imperial Valley Equity and Justice Coalition, and members of the Lithium Valley Community Coalition. The meeting will discuss issues critical to the future of the north end of Imperial Valley, issues such as Lithium Valley's impact on the community and Salton Sea's future and how to save it. Participants will be asked to help develop a list of priorities for the community and to take part in the exercise to gather thoughts on uses for lithium tax and solar community benefits. The meeting will take place at the Nyland Chamber of Commerce building between 5:30 and 7:30 p.m. KXO News Time coming up to 7:43.
How about the next time you need service on your car? We come to you. Hi, this is Mike Allison for El Centro Motors and Quick Lane. Our mobile service vans are an extension of our dealership service lane. We will come to you for an oil change, filters, brakes, batteries, tire rotation, and so much more. Hey, while your car is just sitting there at work, we'll take care of your service needs, and it doesn't cost any extra. Schedule your appointment now at elcentromotors.net. El Centro Motors Mobile Service Vans. What a great idea.
Well, representatives of the Imperial Irrigation District testified at an informational hearing before the California State Assembly's Water, Parks, and Wildlife Standing Committee. On Tuesday, May the 2nd, the IID Board Vice President and California's Colorado River Commissioner J.B. Hamby and IID Department Manager Tina Shields testified on how Southern California is preparing for climate impacts to water supplies. Hamby spoke on the history of the development of the Colorado River's water users, the law of the river, programs and agreements that maintain the state's use within the 4.4 million acre-feet entitlement, and the next steps towards a consensus-based alternative to the Bureau of Reclamation's supplemental environmental impact statement. Hamby said California is working with our in-state stakeholders, basin tribes, Mexico, and the United States to be able to deal with the challenges in the next short-term basis and in the long term. Shields provided an overview of IID's current water conservation measures, highlighting that the district has conserved over 7.2 million acre-feet since implementation of the QSA. She also addressed impacts to the Salton Sea and the district's proposal to conserve an additional 1 million acre-feet of water over the next 4 years. That concludes this edition of Local News. Page 2 coming up.
Page 1 of the local news, a service of Quick Lane Tire and Auto Centers, 3 locations in the Valley, at El Centro Motors in the Brawley Auto Center, and at the Imperial Valley Mall. Don't forget their mobile service, Quick Lane Tire and Auto Centers.
What do you get when you combine the fun of a day out on the golf course with the thrills of bowling a strike or two, with the excitement of hitting a jackpot on your favorite slot machine? What do you get? All the fun under the sun. And that's what you'll find and more at Cocopah Casino and Resort, South Highway 95 in Somerton. Plan it all at CocopahResort.com.
Page 2 of the local news and weather, served up by K-Sushi Bar and Grill in Imperial. Great Japanese food. They specialize in sushi rolls, 50 different varieties of sushi rolls. That's one for every state.
Continuing with more local news, there will be several opportunities to celebrate Cinco de Mayo. The fun starts today with the Imperial Valley Regional Chamber of Commerce Margarita Challenge. The event will feature music, food, dancing, and, of course, margaritas. The fun starts at 5:30 p.m. and lasts until 11 p.m. The Plaza de las Culturas building at the Imperial Valley Fairgrounds is the site. On Friday, Cinco de Mayo, the Chamber of Commerce for Greater Brawley will host the 4th annual Taco Festival on Main Street in Plaza Park in Brawley. There will be food and music and fun. The Taco Festival will run from 6 till 10 p.m. Calexico police have arrested a Goodyear, Arizona man for the sexual assault of a minor. On Tuesday, law enforcement officers took 28-year-old Mario Jesus Gravivo Palomeras into custody. Calexico officers, with the assistance of Homeland Security Investigation, Internet Crimes Against Children Task Force, developed a plan to apprehend Gravivo Palomeras, who was allegedly on his way to meet a 15-year-old Calexico girl at a fast food restaurant in the border city. The suspect was taken into custody without incident. He was booked into Imperial County Jail on charges of lewd and lascivious acts against a 14 or 15-year-old child, arranging to meet a minor for a lewd act and other related charges. The incident was originally reported in March of 2023 by the victim's grandmother. Stolen car in the news again. Not the same car, but a 1998 green Honda CRV was reportedly stolen in El Centro on Tuesday. The car was reported in Brawley, recovered there a short time later. The car was apparently taken from the area of 4th and Commercial in El Centro sometime between 8:30 a.m. and 3:30 p.m. The car was recovered early Tuesday evening when Brawley police located the vehicle and arrested a 49-year-old man. The suspect was charged with auto theft, and the car was returned to the owner. We'll be back with a look at the weather.
Kxo Sushi Bar and Grill, serving you fresh and delicious Japanese food. Also giving you great customer service and a menu full of items for everyone's appetite. Check out their unique Estates Sushi Rolls, one for each of our 50 states. And come join them with their famous Sake Bomb, a thrilling event with James Chingon. Make a group reservation at their cozy patio or cater at Kxo Sushi Bar and Grill, 416 South J Street in Imperial. Or call in your order at 760-355-4440. Visit them at KSushiBarandGrill.com.
Here's Carroll Buckley with the weather update.
According to the National Weather Service, an area of low pressure off the central California coast will slowly move east-northeastward through Friday, resulting in cooler than normal temperatures as well as breezy conditions. As the low continues to move northeastward into the Intermountain West region through the weekend, a warming trend is expected, with temperatures likely to rise to near to slightly above normal levels by early next week. 82 the high in the valley yesterday, 57 the overnight low. Wind gusts reached 46 miles an hour overnight. Today will be sunny with a high near 76. West wind 15 to 20 miles an hour, with gusts as high as 30 miles an hour. Mostly clear tonight with a low around 54. West-northwest wind 20 to 25 miles an hour, with gusts as high as 40 miles an hour. Those winds decreasing to 15 to 20 miles an hour after midnight. Sunny on Friday with a high near 80. West wind 10 to 15 miles an hour, with gusts as high as 25 miles an hour. Saturday, sunny with a high near 85. West-northwest wind 10 to 15 miles an hour, with gusts as high as 20 miles an hour. It'll be sunny on Sunday with a high near 87. West winds 10 to 15 miles an hour, with gusts as high as 20 miles an hour. 63 degrees downtown El Centro, 45% relative humidity, wind out of the west at about 20 miles an hour, gusting up to 30 miles an hour. Local news, page 2, served up by Kxo Sushi Bar and Grill in Imperial. Check out the daily lunch specials. Kxo Sushi Bar and Grill, just off Highway 86 in Imperial.
Are you ready for a new career? CET is ready for you. CET has grants available so farm workers and their children can attend at no cost. Learn more at cetweb.edu farm worker admissions to see if you qualify. At the Center for Employment Training, we've been serving farm workers since 1967. Enroll anytime, and all programs can be completed in under a year. Job placement assistance for all graduates. Call 800-533-2519 or go to cetweb.edu.
And it's sports time, brought to you by Pioneers Memorial Healthcare District, an affiliate of the Scripps Health Network, working together to provide you the very best care. Padres topped the Reds 7-1. Padres banged out 10 hits, including Brett Sullivan's first Major League Baseball home run. Elsewhere, the Giants over the Astros 4-2. Tigers topped the Mets 6-5. Diamondbacks beat up on the Rangers 12-7. Dodgers, behind a Max Muncy grand slam, beat the Phillies 10-6. And Bryce Harper went 3 for 3, but not enough. Braves top the Marlins 14-6. Tigers in a makeup game, second half of a doubleheader. They beat the Mets 8-1. Rays ripped the Pirates 8-1. Nationals nipped the Cubs 2-1. Yankees edged the Guardians 4-3. The White Sox topped the Twins 6-4. Red Sox rolled over the Blue Jays 8-3. Angels and the Cardinals teed it up in St. Louis. The Angels on top 6-4 when it was over. The Royals shut out the Orioles 6-0. Rockies 7, Brewers 1, Mariners 7, and the Athletics 2.
Pioneers Memorial Healthcare District, ready to serve you and your family for all your healthcare needs. Let our team of dedicated physicians guide you on your journey to better health. Pioneers is a recognized leader in healthcare and has more than 10 health centers and clinics throughout the Imperial Valley. When the need arises, don't hesitate to come and see us. We have services and locations in Calexico and Brawley, and of course, our award-winning hospital, Pioneers Memorial. For more information on all of Pioneer's services, visit pmhd.org today.
NBA action last night. The Celtics with a big win. They topped the 76ers 121-87, and that series tied at 1 game apiece. And Saturday, it's the Running of the Roses, the 149th edition of the Kentucky Derby. Meanwhile, 4 horses have died at Churchill Downs since April 27th. 2 of the deaths still a mystery. The investigation continues. And the Pittsburgh Steelers have invited XFL standout wide receiver Hakeem Butler to their camp. They're taking a flyer on the former former pick of the Cardinals. That's it for Sports Time, brought to you this morning by Pioneers Memorial Healthcare District. Log on to pmhd.org for more information about Pioneers.
Golfers, it's time to go play. Del Rio Country Club is looking good. Won't be long till the greens are fast and true. Del Rio Country Club has brought back their winter punch card. 5 rounds for $245. That's a saving of $75 and can be used anytime. Looking to become a member? Del Rio Country Club offers membership for the whole family. And just a reminder, lunch is available 11 a.m. to 2 p.m. daily, and the menu is good. Don't forget to download the Del Rio app to book your tea times and order lunch in advance. Or call 760-344-0085. That's 344-0085. Del Rio Country Club.
Financial news and a brief look at the weather brought to you by Southwest Security, a locally owned company protecting you and your property. Southwest Security also offering live-scan fingerprinting to the public. Another U.S. regional lender caught up in the worst banking crisis since 2008 is looking for help. PacWest Bank, based in California, confirmed today that it is exploring all strategic options after its share price was cut in half in after-hours trading following a Bloomberg report that it was considering a sale. Exploring strategic options is Wall Street lingo for please help. The last bank to announce it was exploring strategic options was First Republic Bank. That regional bank failed Monday. J.P. Morgan purchased most of their assets. In other news, Volkswagen says it won't cut prices to hold on to market share in China, where sales of its electric vehicles plunged in the first quarter amid intensifying competition. Europe's largest car maker said today that it delivered 141,000 electric vehicles in the first quarter, a 42% increase in the same period last year, and accounting for 7% of total deliveries. Meanwhile, sales of plug-in hybrid vehicles increased 9%. Overall deliveries climbed 7.5% to more than 2 million units. The automakers' earnings were helped by a recovery in sales volumes in Europe and North America, which offset the decline in China. Sales of all vehicles in Volkswagen's largest market slid nearly 15% in an already weaker preceding year, according to the company. In addition to part supply shortages, the increasing intensity of competition had a negative impact in the reporting period. What's shaking on Wall Street? Investors are shaking. Right now, the Dow off 336 points at 33,078. The S&P 500 down 30 at 4,060. The NASDAQ at 11,965. That's off 60 points. Gold up $26.60 an ounce. Oil down 46 cents per barrel.
Hi, this is Jason Jackson, owner of Southwest Security. 2 years ago, I opened Southwest Postal, offering you 24-hour access 365 days a year. So if you're tired of dealing with the inconvenience of our post office hours and you would like to be able to get your mail when you want, Saturdays, Sundays, holidays, in the middle of the night, then come visit us at Southwest Postal with 24-hour staff. Plus, we're also your local FedEx, DHL, and Postal Service Center. We even offer text message and email notification when you receive your mail. Southwest Postal at the corner of 4th and Heil in El Centro.
We will have sunny skies today with a high near 76. West winds 15 to 20 miles an hour, gusting up to 30 miles an hour. Mostly clear tonight with a low around 54. West-northwest wind 20 to 25 miles an hour with gusts as high as 40 miles an hour. Those winds decreasing to 15 to 20 miles an hour after midnight. Friday will be sunny with a high near 80. West wind 10 to 15 miles an hour, then becoming north. Those winds could gust as high as 25 miles an hour. 64 degrees downtown El Centro, 46% our relative humidity. Wind out of the west at 20 miles an hour, gusting up to 30 miles an hour at times. That's it for financial news and a brief look at the weather. All brought to you this morning by Southwest Security Services, offering 24-hour-a-day post office boxes at Southwest Postal at the corner of 4th and Heil in El Centro. CBS News coming up. Don't forget, at about 8:30 this morning, we'll visit with Wes Berner, and we'll talk about the Law Enforcement Memorial Day ceremonies tomorrow. That's coming up.
The best oldies on the radio. KXO El Centro on AM 1230. KXO.
CBS News brought to you by the Imperial Valley Food Bank.
CBS News on the Hour, presented by Indeed.com.
I'm Steve Kathan. A partial verdict just delivered in the seditious conspiracy trial of members of the Proud Boys extremist group for their roles in the Capitol attack, the judge sending the jury back to deliberate further. Legal analyst Jessica Levinson says the bar is high.
Extremely rare, and it's hard to prove. You're basically looking at whether or not people used force to try and prevent someone in the U.S. government from enforcing the laws. In this case, we're talking about using force to prevent the certification of the Electoral College vote.
Court appearance shortly in Atlanta for the suspect in yesterday's shooting at a medical office waiting room. CBS's Jim Crisula.
24-year-old Deion Patterson is facing charges including 1 count of murder after allegedly shooting 5 women, 1 fatally, in a Midtown Atlanta medical office. Vincent Gazzola saw police arrest Patterson in suburban Atlanta.
About 40 police cars come out of here and they found him. Me and my brother stood here on the corner and kind of just thank you and everything, just so the community give them support for doing this huge thing today, which we really appreciate them.
Patterson, a veteran of the U.S. Coast Guard, had an appointment at the medical facility.
Police in Davis, California are talking with a person of interest in the string of 3 stabbings there that left 2 people dead. Isaac Chessman believes he may have encountered the suspect.
I say, you look just like the dude that they've been describing that have been stabbing people. And then he just takes off around the bend.
Russia claims the U.S. planned the drone attack at the Kremlin that Moscow labels an assassination attempt, that it is blamed on Ukraine. On CBS Mornings, National Security Advisor Jake Sullivan suggests Russia might have staged it.
This is an attempt to rally the country, Russian nationalists, just days before their big celebration of their victory parade in the Great Patriotic War on May 9th, rally the Russian people behind this war that that so far isn't going well for President Putin.
A new White House executive order imposes new sanctions on people destabilizing Sudan. BMW is warning the owners of 90,000 older vehicles not to drive them. Jeff Gilbert of Detroit affiliate WWJ tells us why.
BMW describes the risk to occupants as dire and growing every day. The roughly 20-year-old vehicles have Takata airbag inflators that are at very high risk of rupturing and spewing shrapnel into the passenger compartment. The warning involves 2000 to 2006 BMW 3 Series, 5 Series, and X5 models.
And checking Wall Street right now, the Dow is down 345 points. This is CBS News.
Find your next great hire with Indeed. Their hiring platform makes it easy to attract, interview, and hire candidates all in the same place. Visit Indeed.com/credit.
In business, everything your employees do impacts your brand, including what they wear. Cintas has high-performance workplace apparel for almost every job imaginable. From work shirts and pants, to polos and khakis, to Oxfords or T-shirts, these clothes move, breathe, and look great. Your team gets the styles they like, you convey the image you want. And Cintas service includes weekly laundry and delivery. To learn more, visit Cintas.com.
Oh, I'm ready!
And get ready for the workday.
DQ presents The Sound of Summer Calling.
Hey, it's me, Summer. I know you're busy with Beach Days Little League games and all the other fun in the sun, but you gotta get to DQ ASAP, Pronto, right now. The new Summer Blizzard menu is here, and it brought 5 iconic summer flavors, like new peanut butter puppy chow and s'mores. Oh yeah, it's back. Oh, that's my other line. Everyone is pumped about this new DQ Summer Blizzard menu. I gotta go. See ya, DQ.
Get it in the app. DQ. Happy tastes good.
It's day 3 of the Hollywood writers' strike with no new talks in sight. Union members huddled with leadership in New York and L.A. Performers and directors unions are backing the writers. Oakland, California hit with a teachers' strike.
In a statement, the teachers union said after 7 days and nights of negotiations with the school district, the teachers had no choice but to go ahead with their planned strike. Parents are concerned, but not surprised.
It's frustrating. I mean, the teachers are definitely underpaid, so they should be paid, to deal with the economy right now.
Teachers are seeking better pay, among other things. 34,000 children attend the Oakland Public Schools. Linda Kenyon, CBS News.
Here's the first in pro hockey. On consecutive nights, one player scored 4 goals in a playoff game their team lost. Edmonton's Leon Draisaitl did it last night, and Joe Pavelski of Dallas did it the night before. Steve Kathan, CBS News.
My name is Josephine Conway, and I'm an Imperial Valley Food Bank board member. When locals need help feeding themselves and their families, they turn to the Imperial Valley Food Bank. As the main distribution center of donated food in Imperial County, we store, rescue, and purchase food in bulk to serve 25,000 people each month at over 30 locations. Help fight hunger and food insecurity in the Imperial Valley by donating online at www.ivyfoodbank.org.
CBS News presented by the Imperial Valley Food Bank, fighting hunger in Imperial County since 1991. Become a hunger warrior. Contact the Imperial Valley Food Bank.
Carroll Buckley.
Everybody's talking about you.
Carroll Buckley.
You're the talk of the town.